Hi guys, this is Mikael from Opeth and you're watching KSTV.
Okay, so hello everyone, we are here at Tampere at Sauna Open Air with Mikael from Opeth. So first of hello and welcome to Chaos TV.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so you are now basically playing the last shows with your latest album Heritage, and you have played over 200 shows so far. So have you guys been pleased with the album and the opportunities you have gotten from it?
Very pleased. It's been a good run. We played a lot, we traveled a lot, and we played in front of lots of people, and it's been good. We love the album. Still love playing those songs, and
you haven't yet gotten bored to play the songs like after 200 shows?
No, but we have older songs, like even from the first record, you know, like when we play those on a tour, I never get bored with them. If we get bored with a song, we just switch.
Okay.
But generally, I don't really get bored too often. You know, it happened, but not too often.
So, how much do you usually change the set list between the tours?
Sometimes it's almost like 100%.
Okay.
You know, we did like when we started the Heritage Tour, the first couple of rounds we did, there was only one song that we ever played before, I think, and the rest of the set, the 2 hour set, was all songs that we never played live before, including old songs. And then we kind of revolve songs, but we always change it up a little bit, you know. If we have like a good set list that we played, say, in North America, and we know that we have a tour in Finland in a month, we play the same songs, you know.
Okay.
But when we have like a little bit of a break, or if we're going back to North America, it's not going to be the same.
Of course, you have more time to rehearse the new songs, which you include into the set list as well.
Yeah, and we have a lot of songs now that we have played throughout the tour, so we can easily, like sometimes, you know, I've lost my voice, I've had a cold and I can't sing a song or whatever, and we just like, okay, let's play that song we played 6 months ago. So we rehearse it on soundcheck and then play it in the evening. Yeah.
So as I said, you have played like over 200 shows with this album's touring cycle. So what are like your best memories touring wisely from this album cycle so far? What have been like the highlights for you?
I just had that question. I guess I gave you the same answer. You know, we played in the Maldives, and that was that was amazing, and not just because the show. I mean, the show was all right. You know, it's crazy because it's a Muslim country, so we play in front of Muslims.
And you haven't yet played there?
No, we've never been there before, and we had a couple of days off on a tropical island there, so it was like a bit of it was great work, but it was also great, like a little holiday, so that was amazing. But we've been shows tend to become a bit of a blur, you know. There's routines. There's routines that we have touring that are similar to anyone's routine. You know, you wake up in the morning and it's this and that, you know. So you tend to kind of forget, just like, you know, if you work in an office every day, you kind of might forget what happened last Wednesday, you know. But I'm not sure what's most memorable. Maldives would be one, you know. If you would say, do you remember playing then and there, I could probably say yes or no. I remember playing Helsinki because it was like an ice hall, which is the first time I think we played headline an ice hall on our side.
So it's a progression definitely then.
Yeah, we'll see what happens next time, you know, if it's a regression, you know, back into
next
clubs.
Time you play in an arena.
Next time we play in a small cafe.
You never know. That's how the industry goes nowadays.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's one of the. We don't have big heads in this band. We don't go like try to book ourselves into prestigious big venues. We rather play in small venues and have lots of people for the space than play arenas, stuff like that. But we play everything. We play cafes, we play arenas, we play stadiums, we play regular theaters, anything. So we can adapt, you know.
Okay. So as of late, you guys have been writing material for your next album. So how far is actually the writing process at the moment?
Well, it's progressing, you know. At least, you know, I'm not sure. I can't really say how far I've gotten because I'm not sure what's going to end up on the record. You know, I may work with a song. Sometimes I finish a song and I like it. I know it's perfect for this song. And sometimes I work on a song for 6 months. I might like it at one point, and then I might just rewrite the entire song 3 months later. So I'm not sure the progress. But right now I have 3 songs that are pretty much finished, and I like them.
So what can you say about the direction? Is it going to be like much like in the past, like more death metal oriented stuff, or is it going to be like more heritage stuff, like more rock based stuff?
I think neither, to be honest. Right now it's a bit neither. It doesn't sound really like heritage. It doesn't sound like any of the other records either. But it's not new. It's not like... It sounds like Opeth, if you know what I mean. It's not like... it's another band. One song is very long and epic kind of sounding, and a bit heavier. And then I have the other 2 songs are just... I'm not sure. I like to think they sound like Opeth, but I'm not sure what era. You can talk about eras now because we've been around for such a long time, you know. But the only thing I can say right now that I know is that it sounds like it's us.
So we had the opportunity for your fans on our site to write questions to you, and there was one question which included both you deciding to end Bloodbath and then the latest album of Opeth. So basically when you ended Bloodbath, you basically existed from a so-called death metal group, and Heritage was more like rock than so-called progressive death metal. I don't know how do you define Opeth yourself, but there wasn't like any growling in those records. So are you like bored to play death metal songs yourself?
No.
And growl?
No, that was a coincidence. You know, I've been in and out of Bloodbath many times.
Yeah.
I left after the first record we did. I left. So it doesn't have anything to do with the Heritage record or the direction. It's just a coincidence, yeah. And I'm not bored with death metal at all. I love death metal. I'm a bit bored, I have to say, and I said this before, and it kind of rubs people the wrong way, but I'm a bit bored with modern death metal. Okay. I don't think it happened, you know, nothing really happened. I still think Morbid Angel are the best. Okay. I don't really see what's going on in the death metal scene that's new, fresh and interesting to me, at least, you know. But people doesn't, you know, some people wouldn't agree with me, of course, you know. But I'm not at all bored with death metal, you know. The death metal I listen to myself, I want it to be brutal. That's why I was part of Bloodbath. Yeah. I wanted to be almost non-progressive, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Which kind of goes against what I'm doing with Opeth, because we're a kind of death metal band with lots of other things going on. But when I listen to death metal myself, I want it to be Morbid Angel or Death or Autopsy, pure death. I don't want melodies, stuff like that.
So what was that like one of the reasons as well that you wanted to create more of a rock record with Heritage?
Well, the thing with Opeth is that I don't only listen to death metal. I'm just saying when I listen to death metal, it's pure. But I'm also a massive Scorpions fan, and I'm a massive Nick Drake and Joni Mitchell fan, and Miles Davis fan, and King Crimson fan, and Ellon Korju fan.
Okay.
You know, so I you know, it would be impossible for me to be in a band and write music and just do it in a pure way.
You haven't gotten bored to growling on stage? No, nothing like that.
Not at all. I'm doing it. I've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, I know.
And even on the Heritage tour, I've done it for a long time.
Yeah, of course, because of the older songs as well.
Yeah, and we did like the first couple of tours. I didn't do any of those screaming songs for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I was a bit afraid that I would lose my voice when some of those new songs are really difficult to sing, and I had to they're kind of almost out of my range. So I was afraid of losing my voice, and also I didn't want to play songs that didn't fit together with those new songs. That was the main focal point of the earlier tours for Heritage. We wanted to promote the new record more than the old ones for a while. And then, you know, 150 shows in, we started bringing back some of the more heavier songs, because it didn't feel necessary to just promote Heritage, and now we're promoting the band.
So do you feel like that your voice has basically progressed when you have now included those old songs which include the screaming and growling to the set list as well, so that you can now basically sing the songs which were difficult for you when you had to spare your voice earlier on?
Now I know I can, and I did one thing with my screaming vocals, because I started using the in-ear monitors, which was kind of new to me, and you hear yourself so clearly and you kind of compensating when you hear yourself too well. I mean, my death metal vocals is kind of based on not hearing what the fuck you're doing, just screaming, But all of a sudden I hear everything, so I started compensating in a weird way, and I started singing higher up in my throat, which hurt my throat a little bit. And now I've been able to push it back down with in-ears. I'm so used to it now, so now I'm singing without putting any stress on my vocal cords anymore, so I can do both. I don't think I lost my voice once since I got back into using the right technique. So now it's no problem for me again.
Okay, but there was a point where it was difficult for you.
Yeah, I didn't really realize it myself, but I did have I lost my voice a little bit, every now and then, and also the death metal vocals didn't sound good. When I heard recordings, it didn't sound like me anymore, which made me go, something is not right here. And the only thing I had changed in my setup was the in-ears. So I was figuring, okay, I have to practice on getting back to the old technique, even if I'm using a new audio technique.
Yeah. But will there be growling in the new CD?
Is that the question? I don't know.
No.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It seems very important for people that we incorporate that type of thing. I understand that in a way, but we also did that with Damnation record, which was a soft.
Yeah, that was also there.
It was a soft record, and nobody. I wanted this reaction then. I remember.
Okay.
When we put out,
you didn't get it then.
No, it just passed. People were like, oh, okay.
Okay.
They didn't get upset. Okay. They didn't get, it's almost like that record got no recognition when it came out.
Okay.
It just passed as a shrug, and it passed as I expect here's a band that's known for whatever, just both vocal styles, a band that has its origins in death metal, putting out a record like Damnation. I was figured that's going to be somewhat unique for the scene. Nothing happened.
Okay.
But now,
were you afraid that it won't happen again with Heritage?
No,
it won't get any recognition about that.
I didn't expect people to miss the death metal vocals so much.
Okay.
Like they did, like some people did. But obviously, I knew whatever happens, people might be narrow-minded, and to some people, maybe Opeth. If you take the death metal vocals away, it's not Opeth anymore. It might as well be another singer, and that's nothing I can do about. We're still gonna do what we want to do, but I knew, even if I was kind of aware that Heritage was a different sounding record, and we might lose fans, we'll also gain fans that don't like the screams, and hopefully at one point they can all merge in one happy family.
But you did realize that there were you split quite rapidly opinions with the new CD, of course.
Yeah, I did. But even if there's some people who don't like us anymore and think that we're traitors to the metal scene or whatever, it's still.
But there's always those kind of people, yeah.
We had that with every record.
There's always those people who think that the first demo of the band was the best one.
Yeah, and people still love Blackwater Park album, but at the time when it came out, there was a lot of people who didn't like it. And some of the records I thought was perfect for our fan base, like Ghost Reveries. And Watershed for some, parts of Watershed. That also got a lot of shit. People hated Ghost Reveries. Hated it, I couldn't believe it, because I figured, I love the album. I was really happy with those songs. And I figured, if you're into the band, if you know our sound, you're gonna love this album. But no, they didn't. A lot of people did, but a lot of people didn't. So it's always been the same. So with Heritage, it's no difference. It's just that people have new ways of attacking us as to why they don't like what we're doing right now. But it annoys me too that people become so vocal about how shit we become just because we're not doing what they want us to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just have to let that pass, you know. I can't spend too much time thinking about it. We're always going to do what we want to do, not what anybody else wants us to do.
Yeah, and I guess it don't end well if you always think about what other people thinks you should do.
Yeah, but bands do that.
Yeah, I know.
And like that's how fucking corporations work.
Yeah.
That's the sellout, I think.
Yeah.
We've been called sellouts for heritage. For all our records. But you see some bands put out the same type of record over and over again because they know that that's what the fans want, that's what the fans like. Yet we kind of go all over the place and they call us sellouts. I think that's not right.
So Sauna Open Air is now a 2-day festival, but a lot of the festivals in Europe are 3 days, for example, Download, of course. If you could decide, like, being as a festival organizer, and you could decide, like, 3 headlining bands for 3 different days, which bands would you choose and why?
Very good question. Are we talking bands that actually exist today?
Yeah.
Metal bands.
They can be whatever you want, because it's your festival. Be a diverse lineup as well.
Well, it became more difficult now. I just have to pick bands that I either know that puts on a great live show, or bands I haven't seen, or artists I haven't seen. Scott Walker.
Okay.
Scott Walker. So boring for metal fans. Joni Mitchell. I've never seen Joni. I love Joni Mitchell. And just for good measure, what's the best metal band out there that I always enjoy watching? Maybe Maiden. They also like, you know, you want people to come.
Great show always.
Iron Maiden, I have the worst show I've seen with Maiden was because I didn't like the new album at the time. No Pray for the Dying. Can't remember much from that show, but it wasn't outstanding as the tour before, Seventh Son. But I went to see them when they put out A Matter of Life and Death. Never heard the album. I went to the show. I hadn't heard a single song, and they played the whole album. I loved it.
That's pretty rare.
Yeah, I was surprised with myself. I'm very negative sometimes, you know. So Iron Maiden is a good choice. That's a nice build. Scott Walker, Joni Mitchell, Iron Maiden.
How well would that festival sell?
Well, Iron Maiden will pull people in.
Yeah.
You know, Scott Walker would draw a crowd of 100 people. Now he never plays, so he'd probably pull in a few people. You know, Joni Mitchell is an institution. You know, everybody would come see her. She's like Dylan. You know, that would be a good festival. Expensive, I think, too. You know, I'd have to pay a lot of what's it called, like concert fees.
So in the end, a little bit about the time schedule for the new album. So do you have a studio booked yet?
No, we don't. Don't stress me out.
Okay.
That's one of the things, you have to book it well in advance, you know. But no, we haven't. You know, we think we might record in Stockholm again. At one point, we were talking about going to like Rockfield Studios and some of these like legendary British studios where Ozzy did their records. You know, Ozzy Osbourne. But I'm not sure. I think we're going to try and do it the easy way and record in Stockholm. Maybe in the same studio where we did Heritage, but I'm not sure yet, you know. And I think we're going to do it on and off a little bit, you know. I don't think we're going to do the whole album in one go. So it all depends.
So will the CD be out still during next year sometime?
Definitely, yeah.
Before the summer or after the summer?
I would think after the summer.
So you'll have some time to prepare it on the summertime, and then.
Well, you know, record labels want the album like 6 months or more before they want us to deliver the record, so they can do the setups and, you know, whatever. Like an insane amount of time before it's actually released, which is very fucking annoying.
I guess that is like the most painful time for artists, when you have like the physical product ready, and you just wait and wait and wait for it to be released.
Right. Yeah. But that's how it is. That's how it works. Maybe more so now with basically the downfall of the music industry. But yeah, next year, possibly after the summer.
Okay, so thank you very much for the interview, and good luck for tonight's show as well as for the whole summer. Anything you want to say as a closer to your Finnish fans? You can hold the mic, and you can.
Shall I look into the camera?
Yeah.
Kiitos. Terve. That's I exhausted my Finnish. Actually, I know one thing. Haluatko sinne 200 kiloa hirven paska? Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for checking it. We always had like great support from Finland. Not always. That was a bit of a lie. But we started playing here in Finland very late. But it kind of happened for us here, thanks to you guys. So thank you very much for supporting us. And I don't know how to say. We love you.
Me rakastamme teitä.
Huh?
Me rakastamme teitä. We love you.
I can't say that. I have to practice. I just say we love you. Vi älskar er. That's Swedish. Thank you very much. Kiitos.
Thank you. Yeah, it's like me rakastamme teitä.
Me rakastamme teitä.